Hello and good day. Thank you for participating in this tutorial on the requirements that all employees of Clayton County Public Schools must follow when reporting work-related injuries and filing workers' compensation claims. My name is Leslie Harris, and I manage workers' compensation for the district, along with my colleagues Latasha Lowe and Stephanie Cosby. A flyer you are likely familiar with, titled How to Report a Work Injury and File a Workers' Compensation Claim at Clayton County Public Schools, is embedded below so you can follow along through this presentation and process. All workers' compensation claims must adhere to Board Regulation GAMA R1, Drug-Free Workplace Workers' Compensation Injuries. See the embedded flyer to read the regulation in its entirety. It mandates that a drug and alcohol test be conducted within 2 hours of any reported claim deemed compensable. The claim process has been broken down into 4 straightforward steps. So, let's get started. Step 1. All employees must immediately report any incidents or injuries to their supervisor, bookkeeper, or administrator. Employees should not leave the work site until they have notified someone. If necessary, employees should contact their supervisor to report injuries by phone or text. There are very few valid reasons for not submitting claims on time, as Regulation GAMAR1 requires employees to complete a drug and alcohol test within 2 hours of an accepted claim. In some situations, an employee injury may require dispatching an EMT to the scene. However, once any emergency has been addressed, or if there is no medical emergency, proceed to Step 2. Step 2. The employee may be asked if they wish to file a workers' compensation claim, or they may request to file it. It is essential to note that filing a workers' compensation claim after an incident has been reported is not mandatory. Therefore, an employee should never ever be forced to file a claim. But let's consider a situation in which an employee either chooses not to file a claim or fails to report an injury within the required 2-hour window. According to district regulations, this timeline is critical because it requires a drug and alcohol test to be conducted within those 2 hours. If an employee does not comply with this mandated time requirement and later changes their mind, they may lose the chance to have the claim accepted. When notified by email that an employee declined to file a claim, Equity and Compliance Risk Management staff will acknowledge the message with an emailed response to the employee, supervisor, or administrator, noting that the employee declined the mandatory drug and alcohol test and medical care. However, if the employee does choose to file a workers' compensation claim, proceed to Step 3. Step 3. Please print the workers' compensation claim form as needed, as it is updated periodically. Instructions for locating the form are at the top of the flyer. Please note that the claim form is considered a legal document and that using an incorrect form will require the employee to complete it again. The employee must remain with the administrator throughout the entire claim completion process. When done, the employee must review it to confirm that all questions are answered completely and legibly, and then proceed to Step 4. Step 4. The supervisor or administrator will submit the completed workers' compensation claim form, including all pages from 1 to 7, generally scanned and emailed. If no clarification is needed and the claim is deemed compensable, both the employee and supervisor will receive an email authorizing the employee to report to the clinic for a mandatory drug and alcohol test and medical treatment. This process applies to all district employees and runs continuously, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4.